Take the Lord along with you everywhere you go. Take the Lord along with you everywhere you go.
She has a real personal vision.
Her colors are just so exuberant. It's just so joyous.
She's one of the stars now.
Now the subject of a major exhibition, when Sister Gertrude Morgan arrived in New Orleans, she had no intention of becoming an artist.
She thought that New Orleans was the headquarters of sin, and I think when she got her calling to preach the gospel and spread her message, she felt that New Orleans was the best place for her to do that.
I got a new world in my view.
A revelation from God inspired Sister Gertrude to leave her home in Georgia and go out into the world.
She came to New Orleans in 1939 and started her ministry.
With two other women, she established an orphanage and daycare center for working mothers and financed her mission by singing and preaching on the streets of the French Quarter.
Everyone that lived in the French Quarter in those days knew her because she was such a character and so friendly, you know, with everyone.
It was on the corner of Royal and St. Peter's Street, and every Sunday morning she would stand on the corner early Sunday morning and sing.
In the late 1950s, Sister Gertrude received yet another revelation. She had been chosen to be a bride of Christ.
And from then on, she only wore white and pretty much worked alone.
She also began to paint, illustrating the sermons she preached on the street and at her mission.
She actually used these charts, as I understand it, on the streets with her tambourine and singing and preaching the book of Revelations.
Her art was really an expression of her religious beliefs. I think she felt that she was more of a preacher than an artist.
I have seen her use Adam and Eve images, David and Goliath, Noah's Ark, but there were certain things that were very personally hers, the New Jerusalem.
I like the idea of New Jerusalem, of heaven being a high-rise. That just is interesting to me.
In the early 1960s, Sister Gertrude came to the attention of art dealer Larry Borenstein, who invited her to show her work in his French Quarter gallery.
We just were walking down the French Quarter and I stopped in front of this amazing painting, and it was like a thunderbolt in my stomach. It just was like, oh my God, what is this? It's so beautiful.
One thing that made Sister Gertrude's art unique was the materials she used.
She was also a pioneer in recycling materials, using used cardboard, using styrofoam meat trays, toilet paper rolls, wood blocks. She painted on used lampshades. Anything she could get her hands on that was discarded.
Even as her work was receiving major national attention, Sister Gertrude continued to do the Lord's work, establishing the Everlasting Gospel Mission in the Lower Ninth Ward. Then in 1974, she received another revelation. God told her to stop painting.
I don't know any other famous artists the Lord told them to stop painting and they stopped.
The news was devastating to Borenstein, but Sister Gertrude stuck by her decision.
She didn't do this for fame. Sister Gertrude wasn't interested in 15 minutes, and ironically, she'll be around forever.
Since her death in 1980, Sister Gertrude Morgan's work has appeared in galleries and museums throughout the United States.
I think she would be pleased because in a sense her art lives on and continues being a tool for her ministry.
Don't forget, dear ones, prepare for that city. Strive to live in that city, that holy, righteous city, that beautiful city. Amen.